Hello, this is the Itinerant Gamer here with another video for you. So this video is going to be a little bit different. So this is going to be one of those dreaded channel update videos. So here's what's going on. I'm going to be the bottom line of TLDR, if you just want to get me to get the juicy bits, is I won't be releasing videos every day going forward. I'll be releasing just 2 videos a week, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. Now, if you're interested to find out just what else is going on, please feel free to stick around. So, why am I doing this? Well, essentially it comes down to rolling up on November, which is NaNoWriMo month, which is November novel writing month. So I'm also an aspiring novel writer, and typically every year I take the month of November to try to write the first draft of a 50,000 word novel. So that's something I'd like to try again this year. I've tried twice before. The first time it didn't quite succeed. The second time I did. Now that's just the first draft, and that's not a complete novel. Right, it'll still be in fairly unedited mess by the time you get to the end of November. And it's got to be at least 50,000 words really for you to, quote unquote, be considered to have won NaNoWriMo. There'll be more info in the video description should you be curious about this. It's not related to video gaming, so I won't get into it too deeply here. But also this is part of a sort of long-term plan, because I do have in mind, I never really had in mind the goal of this channel ever being a full-time thing. We haven't even reached monetized status yet, and I'm not even sure when that will happen. I'm not super really concerned about it. I do want to try growing my base, but really, typically people don't really grow significantly within the first, I'd say 3 years, 2 to 3 years at least. And it often takes 5 years of dedicated work to get to the point where you can make any reasonable amount of money doing this. So that's basically what's going on right now. And you should be seeing in the background of this video whilst I'm talking just some random Magic the Gathering arena gameplay B-roll playing in the background. But essentially that's my plan. I still love playing Magic, and I'll still play Magic a lot in the evenings and so on. It's just, of course, as you know probably from some of the other creators you follow, this is a lengthy process. For every minute you watch a video, there's at least 4 to 10 minutes worth of editing for each minute of watch time. So if you're watching a 15-minute video from me, it's probably taking me at least an hour to review and edit it. Clean it up, add the transitions, and sequences at the beginning and end, and everything else. Because you pretty much have to watch the entire video over yourself, more than once in some cases. Cut out all the slack, those times when opponents rope you and so on, you have to chop all those out. Because I don't want you to sit and suffer through that. That's not really much fun at all. So that's the upshot of it, and I think long term probably stick to 2 videos a week and see how that goes, even after November's done, just because I don't want this to be the only thing I do creatively. I have other directions I want to turn my creativity towards besides this channel, much as though I love doing it, and I do really enjoy doing it. I love the whole process, honestly. I love playing the game, of course. Well, most days, like most Magic the Gathering creators, there are play sessions which aren't super fun. It looks like Zendikar Rising, since the bans, is in a better place now, so maybe next video or 2 we'll see how that does. I've just modified one of the mono white precon decks, so perhaps in the next video we'll go over that one together, and I'll show you the changes I made between the 2 decks and take you through my thought process on that to get it from, I don't know, 0 to hero, if you like, because The original version of it was terrible. I was losing left and right, just getting my bum handed to me over and over again. So I got kind of tired and thought, you know what, let's get back into it and fix that. Anyhow, I'm rambling a little bit here now. The upshot of this rather short-ish video is that we'll be dropping from a 5 days a week release schedule, which I always thought was maybe a little ambitious, maybe overstretching it a little, to down to just 2 videos a week for now. Now my goal is that those 2 videos will probably be a bit longer than the usual 10 to 15 minutes. They might even feature more than one match. What I really want to do with these videos is just show you, like, basically share my journey at getting better at playing the Magic the Gathering with you. That's the idea. When I first started playing this game back in, when was it? Not that long ago. I'm late to Magic. So I started playing Magic, what is it? Gosh, time is so weird these days. I think it was about 3 years ago now. Only 3 or 4 years ago. It was with the Kaladesh set. Anyway, that was my first set. I remember buying the, what's it called, starter kit or what have you for Kaladesh, and starting to build my first deck. My first deck was a Golgari counters deck. I still have it, actually. I don't think I'll ever disassemble the thing because it's got a bit of a sentimental value to me. You know what? We've got a bit of time here. You know what? Why don't I go over a little bit about how I got into the game a little? So, I got into the game purely by chance. I was at work with a recently newly hired colleague. We were both working a bit late, and then we both happened to be wrapping up. We were sitting a couple of desks apart from each other, and he was heading out. I said, "Oh, you heading out?" "Yeah, I'm heading out." "Okay, why don't we just walk out together?" So we start walking out together, and we end up heading in the same direction. Now, I live right inside my city. So back when we were going to work, rather than working from home, I would walk to work. And I still do that. I've been doing that, I don't know, since 2011, I think. Yeah, since 2011. So I'm very fortunate to be able to do that. And someday I'll go back to doing that when we get past this awful thing we're all having to deal with right now. But I digress. So, my friend and I, we headed down and we're walking down south, and we start chatting, and he tells me what he's going to go and do. He's going to go play this game called Magic the Gathering down with some friends at a pub. And I said, "Oh, that sounds really cool." We started talking about it a little bit. So, "Would you mind if I join you then? You know, at least I could have a pint and see, you know, what you're up to and watch you guys play." You know, and I hadn't had any supper yet, of course, you know, just it being just after work, so I could do with a pint and some supper. So we headed down to this pub, and I watched them play the game. Oh, this was really interesting. So they were going there about once a week. So the next week I went down with them again. And after a while, after a couple of weeks or so, as I started to learn the game, I borrowed one of their decks and played. I did all right. As you know, Magic's a complicated game. So, you know, there's a lot to learn. I'm still learning. But I started off playing, and then, like I said, I went with another friend, a very, very good friend of mine, to a game store and bought my first box of cards. Started trying to figure out a deck to make this. We got to this Golgari Counters deck. And I've been playing it ever since. I used to go to a lot of pre-release events. I'm looking forward to when those come back. Hopefully in late 2021 or something. Fingers crossed. If things go as well as I think they are in the world, we can get back to those. Boy, would I look forward to that. I miss those events. Admittedly, I hadn't been going to them in a while. But nevertheless, that's how I got into magic. Not exactly what I was thinking of letting you guys know about right now, but I thought, we've got at least 10 minutes or so, so why not share that with you as well, how I got into magic. And I have a reasonably extensive collection. But I'm not one of those players you see, who, despite my age, I'm not a young chap in his 20s. I'm a little older than that. How old I am is none of your business. But that's between me and my family and my creator, I suppose, if there is such a thing. Ooh, cut that out. All right. So, anyhow, let's see, where were we? Right. So, to summarize up, I just let you know how we got into magic. Surprise little extra bonus in there. And an update that we're going to be dropping the frequency of the videos down to 2 a week. Please do tune in, because I think those videos, I've noticed actually, when I was going through my stats, I think at some point when my channel grows a bit more, maybe once we do cross that monetization threshold, I'll have a celebration video. I might even do face cam at that point. I'd like to eventually do face cam. I'm somewhat set up for that already. Somewhat. Still a bit of ways to go. I'd like to have a nice sort of quote-unquote set behind me of some sort that would be nice for you guys to look at, rather than the sort of rather messy pile that's behind me right now. But either way, I've been having a blast so far. I've been at this since, what is this, late August, I think it was. Something like that. Let's have a look here. When did I publish my first video? No, it was the 2nd of September, I think. Yep, I think so. Let's see here. No, I was right. Late August. I've published my first completely rough, completely unedited video on the 18th of August, and I've been publishing daily since then, skipping weekends and holidays, of course, because I wanted to kind of treat this as if it was a quasi full-time job and quote-unquote not work or not publish a video. Now, you must know that most content creators actually record all their videos, a lot of their videos, in one big session. So they're going to do like 4 or 5 videos. They're going to record those all in a row in one evening, or during the day if you're a full-timer or what have you. I'm not a full-timer. It is very much a hobby for me. Almost always will remain a hobby, but I have other hobbies too. I've got my music, which I haven't touched in far, far too long. My writing especially, which I'm especially passionate about. Some ways more than magic. I love magic, absolutely adore the game, and its wonderful, wacky complexity, its lore. I've often toyed around with the idea of doing a lore channel or lore videos, because I love the lore and the art of magic. It's not just playing the game and collecting these little fancy pieces of quasi-rare cardboard that we have and that we all enjoy so much. And having arena has been a blessing, considering the circumstance we all find ourselves in. That we can still play magic despite the fact we can't sit across the table from each other. I'll be honest with you, I'm very much looking forward to that. Alright, so to wrap up, I got into magic playing magic with mates at a pub. Still love the game. Videos will drop from the normal 5 days a week to twice a week on Tuesday and Thursday. I still love the game. I'm not going to be stopping this channel in any way, and I hope you'll stick with me despite the reduced schedule. Stick on those notifications so you don't miss a single one. And I want to thank you so much for listening. It's been a pleasure and continues to be a pleasure sending these videos out to you. Having said all of that, please stay healthy and take care no matter where you are in the world. This has been the Itinerant Gamer. and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now. This has been Ian, the Itinerant Gamer, and thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing.